Okay, so I'm not just going to talk about character building, I'm also going to talk about character development. Now, if you're writing a story, then hopefully you know what character development is. It's how your character changes throughout the course of the story. Um, where does your character start? And where does your character end? Um, every character should have flaws that are not, oh my god, I'm too sexy for my own good. Like, maybe they're insecure, or maybe they don't pay as much attention to other people's feelings as they should, even though they like these other people. And so maybe by the end of the story, they've become more conscious about that. Um, there are so many different things. It could be something specific, like their relationship with one other person. It doesn't have to be this is how they've changed generally as a person. And I am a firm believer in having two storylines, a physical storyline and then an emotional storyline. And by emotional storyline, I don't mean a romance, I mean how the character changes. So that should be a definite thing that every story presents. Now, a story doesn't have to be just one novel, it could be over the course of a series. Um, and if that's the case, then each novel needs to outline a minor change and a stepping stone up to the character's final state. Just like each novel in a series, if there is one overlying storyline, each novel should be a stepping stone to the final ending. The final ending. I was gonna say like the final book, but that didn't seem right because the final book is part of the story. Um, so it's okay if characters revert a little bit, but you might want to point it out when that does happen. Um, and I guess I just have to say, be subtle at times. Know when to be subtle and when not to be subtle. Um, it'll take a lot of practice. As for actual character building, you don't want your characters to look perfect. You don't want their characters to be perfect at things, whatever it is. Even if they're really good at languages, you need to have them screw up sometime, have them pronounce a word wrong, or stutter or something. Um, if one character thinks they look really good, well, maybe they have a big nose, and that's okay because maybe someone else is into that. Um, People don't just like certain things. People get very fond of other people's flaws. It's what make us up as people. It's what makes us whole. So don't forget those parts. Um, and it doesn't have to be a grow to love thing like on guys. I do like big noses. Like, that stuff's awesome. I think it's cute. So people can be attracted to flaws and everything, so just try to make them real. And on top of that, um, there are resources all over the web for character creation and character development. For example, there's one called 100 Questions for Character Building. And then there are, of course, several things like Interview Your Character, in which you give answers so that if a time comes to utilize a certain opinion or whatever, then it's there for you. Snap. Um, there are also lots of books for this stuff. I think the internet's cheaper, but that's just me. I'll see you guys next week.